Hello there guys, it's Alex with Finite to Freedom and today we have the NVIDIA earnings call. So I'm trying to find the link where we can actually hear Jensen talking and what the EPS is going to be. EPS is, I will explain in a few minutes. So let's jump into our main screen guys and see what is actually going on. There is our guy opening the doors towards the live call and the earnings. So as you can see, NVIDIA is dropping massively down and we are already 3.2% down and it's keep bouncing up and right. So let's see what is going on. I'm trying still to find the link. I haven't found anything yet, and from what I can see, there is an issue with the link. Let me just jump a little bit over the live. I'm trying still to find the link. Okay, we haven't found anything yet. The sound is perfect. We resolved with the issue and we had a technical issue a few times on the live streams. Our last live stream yesterday, we managed to resolve it really fast and we had a special guest sub. So let me jump a little bit to the live chat. Hello Walker, hello Yestin. How's it going guys? How are you going? NVIDIA Q2 earnings miss on data revenue 46.7 billion versus 46.2 expected. Adjusted EPS $1.05 versus $1.01. Data center revenue 41.1 billion versus 41.2 billion expected. That is what Yestin says on the live chat. Let me verify that because Yestin, I think it's better when we show it on the screen. But thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much for that. And let me just reload this screen. Now, Robinhood is providing a link where you can actually be part of their earnings call, and we still have an issue with it. So you guys will see it here. Yeah, so estimated by Robinhood, it was 98 cents per share, and that's the EPS. What its EPS means is estimated per share, and the actual results came as $1.04 per share. That's great, but we can see that it's still dropping and is bouncing now. It's trying to bounce back now, and we are currently at $178.28. Let's see what is actually happening. Hello, Sab. Hello, mate. How's it going, guys? I really want to attend the earnings call, honestly, because it's my favorite company. B, I haven't joined as a finite to freedom onto the earnings call, and I really want it this time. And plus, we're live from now on YouTube. So when I press the link, it's actually coming with an error. So they still haven't fixed it. Very good, Alex. Nice. Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. Yestin says link is not out yet. Yes, and that's the issue, that a company like NVIDIA, we were expecting the link earlier, but I was struggling, and that's why I delayed the live video. But yes, we are here. We are here now, and let's see what's happening. From what I can see, nobody has really have the link. So thankfully it's not me that doesn't have it yet, as I'm a little bit concerned about it. Yeah, it's still not out yet. If anyone wants to join a live call and be part of the podcast, please let me know, guys, on the chat. And if somebody is not already on Discord, we can add you and be part of this podcast and this amazing community so far. Hello, Wingo. Hello, mate. Glad you all are here. Lovely to have you. So we're still not having the link. So let's jump a little bit to the technical analysis. This is what we put a game with Sub yesterday, and it's a funny one. So Sub predicted the green line and the red line is Sub's prediction and where he actually thinks NVIDIA can go. Now the white lines are mine. We are not far away, right? And we just created that game a little bit between us, just to have a little bit of fun. NVIDIA is still my antivirus is not allowing the link yet, so let's try refresh it. Now this is how exactly I lost the almost $700, guys, last summer. Exactly, again, same time, August. I had invested in NVIDIA knowing that they are gonna beat the earnings because they were performing really, really great. And it went down. So I know now that I invested at that time really high. And this is why yesterday I said, do not chase this. I haven't bought, and I believe it's really high, and you saw the results, right? So, so what we can see is that NVIDIA was today at quarter to 12 a.m. in the morning. It was at $183.18, and then as soon as the market opened, massively went down. And well, when I say massively, it's just an expression because of the line, but it didn't really go massively. Like it was minus 1.21% down, and then it came straight back up, but formed the 0.3% up. But since then, it's been going sideways, a little bit up and down. But now, as soon as the market closed, it went up. So 9 o'clock, it went up by 0.46% and it came down by 4.04% minus, right? And then it comes up and it comes down back again, and just don't chase this. Do not. That's the best thing that I can say right now, and it's no financial advice. It's your money. It's your decision, end of the day, right? I said it yesterday, do not chase this. I haven't bought, and this is how I proved that I didn't believe it's gonna go massively up. Still don't have the link. Also, just want to point out that even XRP came down by 3 cents when exactly same time with NVIDIA at 20 past 9, both they came down. And I don't know if there is a link over there why it came down, but XRP is back, is coming back up again. So it wasn't something massive as a news, but I have to mention it because it came for a minute. It was at 20 past 9 from what I can see, and let me show you guys a little bit here. So what you can see here is that, and that's the 1 minute time frame. So here is the prices, and I'll show you right now. So exactly here is, as you can see, 21 past 9 o'clock, and you can see that XRP from $3.02, it came down to $2.97. That's 5 cents down, but it is coming back up, and that's happy days for XRP. Now, I'm still trying to find out what is going on with the earnings call, and I haven't found anything. So let me refresh this one. Oh no, that's a BBAI. Apologies, guys. I'm a little bit too many windows open here. So I'm going to close BBAI for a minute, and then we can put it back up. Now, NVDA. We normally never have that with, especially with NVIDIA, right? And we beat the earnings. We know that we beat the earnings because it was released, and you can see it here. Again, they were expecting 98 cents. It came to $1.04, the actual per share. So you can see here as well, right? When I bought and sold last time at 170. Yeah, I don't have anything here yet. Let's see. No, it's not working that. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm having another screen, so I won't share the while I'm searching, guys. No point of seeing a screen while searching. So I'm going to leave it here so we can see the actual price. And so far we can see also that, and it doesn't count because the market closed, but we are going to see the gap instead of here. We're going to see it here. Now, I might say that I'm expecting the support level tomorrow, Thursday, to possibly hit it or retest it, right? But if we do retest the $162.55, it could bounce back up, and then we have a nice retest, right? But if it breaks below that, then I can say that I cannot anticipate the 150 zones, and from that we have to see where it can actually go, right? But if it goes to that direction, as I've said on the previous videos, that I'm expecting the 150 zones only if it breaks the support level at 162. If it doesn't and it just retest it, it can bounce back up. So let me see a little bit the 10% and the 15%. So the 10% is coming exactly near the support level at $163.55. That's 10% from the price that it closed. And if we do a 15%, that it could go down, the price will be at around $154.60. For that, I would take the not the risk. I would sell possibly 50-60% of my shares of BBAI, because that will make a great opportunity for NVIDIA, and then actually play the long term, and not like before that I sold at the $170 or anything. Just keep it and see what can actually happen. So it's a more promising, let's say, opportunity than BBAI. And I don't mean that BBAI is not a great company, but we can't compare NVIDIA with BBAI. Right? There's no point to do that. But that's where the 15% is, and I will be looking to enter back on NVIDIA long term. So if it does that, now we've got two perspectives. We've got Japan carrying trades, right? That it can play massive role into the stock market. And if I can enter the 140s zone, then that will be a really great opportunity, to be honest. But yeah, that's the 10% and the 15%. And from what we can see, it's still not going up. Could it go further down? Possibly. But it will create a new gap either way. So let's try again the link and see what is actually happening. Nothing. I'm going to try a little bit Bloomberg or anything like that. Let me see if we can have. Again, guys, if anyone wants to call in and be part of this podcast, please do, and you're more than welcome. I do not know if that can cover that. I don't see anything from Sky News or Bloomberg. Yeah, I don't see a link. And still, I don't see a link. I might try the eToro one. Let's see if eToro has let's see if eToro has a link to play to actually enter the live call. No, there's no link yet. Oh dear, this is a little bit frustrating, to be honest, because I was expecting the live call and nothing is happening. Let me just reply back on the chat. Yeah, nothing yet. So we presented yesterday yesterday and the day before we presented the news about NVIDIA, and I kind of put it into a way of all the big news on 2 days ago and yesterday, a little bit the news of what can actually affect NVIDIA as a company. So if you haven't seen it, guys, it will play on here as a last video. You will be able to click it and see what was the news. It has to do with everything from H20 chip to Samsung Electronics, Taiwan semiconductor infrastructure, and manufacturer, actually, not infrastructure. I don't know why it came to my mind that, but yeah, TSM, in other words, Taiwan semi manufacturer. So I still don't have a link. I was really interested into hearing what Jensen has to say about the whole situation with the chips, the delay, all about TSM and Samsung Electronics. I really was expecting to hear everything from him, and if not everything, I was expecting to hear a lot. But yeah, we still don't have a link. we can see that it's coming down again. Don't know why we don't have the link. Definitely we're not gonna get the link from Robinhood, apparently. So let's refresh it. Let's go down and yeah, so we can see here. Let's bring here that's a nice way to hear the news. So NVIDIA's Q2 earnings results. NVIDIA slides after Q2 data center sales miss estimates. So NVIDIA's second quarter results are out, and it's a top and bottom line beat. So the results are as below. The revenue, the results were $46.44 billion. You can see it, it's on billions. The consensus estimate, it was 46.23, that came as positive, so they made, so the revenue was more. The data center revenues though, it was estimated by 41.29 billion, and it came as 41.10 billion. I have to give credits to Yestin that he presented that earlier, but just bear with me. Yeah, so I have to give credits because he presented the revenues, the expectation, and the actual results. So the data center revenues, it came as negative. They missed it a little bit, I would say. I don't know if that is right or wrong, because now we've got that plays a really big difference, guys. In here it says $1.01 estimated, but then it came as a $1.05, while Robinhood is actually saying 0.98 98 cents was the estimate, and the actual $1.04 cents. So that's a little bit concerning. Who's reporting correct, right? Is the news right, or is Robinhood right? But I'm not gonna focus on that. The good news is that we beat the expectation, and even if we missed a little bit the data center revenues, doesn't mean that it's a bad company, or it doesn't have a future, or is not gonna keep progressing as a company. I don't think so. Like, I'm not. I believe they have a lot to offer as a company. They've got a really nice, and great technology. Their graphic cards are amazing. Their CPUs are amazing. Their chips. So yeah, I'm not going to judge something by just one. I can't judge a book just for one page, if that makes sense better. So adjusted gross margin, the expectation was 42.1%, and the results came as what did I just read? 72.1%. It was the expectation, and the results came as 72.7%, and that came as positive. So Sherwood says that, however, you'll note that the sales beat is not due to any positive surprise in its data center business, which modestly missed expectations. The knee-jerk reaction, the stock is sliding down 4%. Where are we? It's still not working. Disappointed on this, really disappointed. I will search though. Somehow I'm gonna get the call. Don't worry. It's down 3.66%. Okay. CEO Jensen Huang called demand for the Blackwell platform extraordinary, and no doubt investors will be listening closely during the earnings call to see how much this data center revenue shortfall is a function of supply constraints, and when this can be overcome. We've got a little bit this here, NVIDIA's Q3 guidance. We've got a consensus estimate for 53.46 billion, and the guidance is at 54 billion, surprised by 1%. Adjusted gross margin 73.4%, and the guidance is at 73.5%, 73.4% and 73.5%. Oh dear, we don't have the call. So this outlook does not include any expected H20 sales to China per management. NVIDIA's fiscal second quarter was a tumultuous and momentous period for the chip designer. Export curbs introduced in mid-April effectively locked the company out of China's AI market, and NVIDIA's public and private pressure campaign to regain access to this market ultimately bore fruit, but the company did not receive any export licenses for the H20s until the quarter was over. Now, despite this, NVIDIA managed to become the first $4 trillion company by market cap during its fiscal Q2 as recession fears and hyperscalers renewed commitment to their AI capex binges. The chip designer to never before seen heights. Okay, so that's it about the NVIDIA. That, let me see if we still have something to actually present, because I'm really worrying on this. We don't have. I'm going to see if again we can find out from Bloomberg. Especially Bloomberg should have something, but this is concerning.
Saying that in the most recent quarter, it reported EPS of $1.05
okay, let's
share.
bring this one.
The comparison on that.
This is
on the
from
revenue
Bloomberg,
side,
so I'm going to jump.
$46.74 billion in revenue, a 56% jump, and relatively in line with estimates. Data center revenue, $41.1 billion, up 56%, in line with estimates. Gaming revenue, if you care, 4.3%, up 49%, just slightly above what the street was looking for. Your adjusted gross margins coming in at about 73%, 72.7% to be precise here. And free cash flow in the quarter, $13.45 billion here. And here's your forecast. The company says that for the current quarter, Caroline, it sees revenue of $54 billion plus or minus 2%. The street was looking for $53.46 billion. So if you take that plus or minus 2% here, maybe a slight disappointment.
There were no H20 sales to China-based customers in the second quarter, is what we go to in the statement. NVIDIA benefited from a $180 million release of previously reserved H20 inventory from approximately $650 million in unrestricted H20 sales to a customer outside of China. So interestingly, that was taking up outside of China, because remember, most of the quarter they were unable to ship to the country. They're talking in the statement about Blackwell is the AI platform that the world has been waiting for, delivering on exceptional generation and leap. The production of Blackwell Ultra is where he's talking about that ramp of full speed. How much is that bringing in more broadly? But really, this is an overall, he says, the AI race is on. And Blackwell is a platform at its center. The question is, will they make a Blackwell architecture for China? And what would sales look like there?
Okay, that was not massive, but
today, took a hit. And I feel like it's because the market was just
yeah,
scared that
no,
something like this.
that's not. Unfortunately, we haven't got anything yet. Let me see if I can find it. Unfortunately, there is nothing that presents the NVIDIA call. We can actually see it a little bit now trying to go up, and yeah. Bear with me, guys, bear with me. I'll try to... I'm still looking, just disappointed by that, because normally we would have something. Let me refresh it back again, try to... So we can see here a little bit of the article that NVIDIA Q2 earnings highlights double beat, $60 billion share, playback, buyback actually. Huang says AI race is on, corrected. NVIDIA reported second quarter revenue of $46.74 billion, up 56% year over year. Blackwell data center revenue was up 17% quarter over quarter. And NVIDIA Corporation reported second quarter financial results after market close Wednesday. And here are the key highlights. NVIDIA reported second quarter revenue of $46.74 billion, up 56% year over year. The revenue total beat a street consensus estimate of $46.02 billion, according to data from Benzing Pro. The company reported adjusted earnings per share of $1.05 in the quarter, beating a street consensus estimate of $1.01. So no non-GAAP gross margins in the quarter were 72.7%. So non-GAAP gross margins, right? And then, yeah, that's not a live video. The company had no H20 sales to China-based customers in the second quarter. NVIDIA said it benefited from a $180 million release of H20 inventory that was sold to a customer outside of China. Now, Blackwell, I don't know why I said Blackwell, but apologies, guys. Blackwell data center revenue was up 17% quarter over quarter, And here is a look at the revenue performance by operating business segment. So from what we can see, the segment revenue year over year change and quarter, right? So data center, the revenue was $41.1 billion, year over year change 5% plus, plus 5%, and quarter over quarter change plus 56%. Now, gaming and AI PC revenue $4.3 billion, year over year change plus $14, and quarter over quarter change plus 49%. Now, professional visualization, $601 million, year over year change plus 18%, and quarter over quarter change plus 32%. Automotive, $586 million, year over year change is plus 3%, and quarter over quarter change plus 69%. And we've got a little bit of what is being said by the CEO Jensen Huang. And Blackwell is the AI platform the world has been waiting for, delivering an exceptional generational leap. Production of Blackwell Ultra is ramping at full speed, and demand is extraordinary. I think we still have good news despite that the price is going down. So we have to wait and see what price are we going to close this week. So Huang said NVIDIA NVLink rank scale computing is revolutionary and arriving just in time as reasoning AI models drive orders of magnitude increases in training. The AI race is on, and Blackwell is the platform at its center. I think it's great news, right? And we will have to see, like, as he says, the AI race is on, and NVIDIA is by far, I think, the one of the best companies out there, right? If not the best, but I think the best. NVIDIA announced a new $60 billion share buyback authorization and said it had $14.7 billion remaining on an existing repurchase agreement. Now, what's next? NVIDIA is guiding for third quarter revenue to be in a range of $52.92 billion to $55.08 billion versus a street consensus estimate of $52.96 billion. We've read that before, so I'm going to just exit from here. There's a little bit of, I don't know what is that. Oh, benzene. Okay, we don't have to listen to that. I still want to hear the CEO Jensen Huang Jensen to. I don't think it's not giving us the link. Can't believe that. This is terrible. This is really, really terrible. It's okay. We will find it. We will find it. No problem at all. So let me put here video preview call. So from what I can see here, guys, financial results will drop after 4 p.m. Eastern time, while an investor call will take place at 5 p.m. So I think in an hour, we are going to have the call, which we're gonna stand by and see if we actually receive it. So if anyone wants to call in to have a little bit of debate, or let me know what you're expecting from NVIDIA, you're more than welcome to do so. Right. Okay. Okay. We're going to discuss then a little bit about XRP, a little bit about it, because we have to, I think, in the couple of days now remaining before Saturday and Sunday, could we have a breakout for XRP? We know Bitcoin has done it, and let me bring you the Bitcoin chart, right? And from what I've been informed, after Bitcoin rally, we are having Ethereum. Now I think Ethereum had it, and now I think it's time for XRP, right? So Bitcoin had it since 9th of April, from what I can see, right? And it had a few moments, right? So we had really bullish signals on 21st of April. We had on 8th of May, we had on 10th of July, and from that moment, when we did retest 3 times the resistance at $123,338, then we started going down on the 3rd time, right? So we are taking the first time, which is, let me take my brush. So 1, 2, and 3, right? These are 3 times tests. So from that moment, we are just going down. We're trying now to come up and pass the resistance actually, $112,401, and we have to wait and see. Now, Ethereum had it a couple of days ago. As you can see, Ethereum had a really nice day on 8th of May and 9th and 10th, and then we had a really nice week from 8th of July. You can see it here, right? So we have, let me take my brush again. So we had 1, oops, that skipped a little bit. We had 1, we had 2, we had 3. I'm including this as well, yeah, right? And a little bit here. So I think now it's time for XRP. And this is not financial advice, guys. Nothing I'll say, it's just everything I say, to be honest, is going to be my own opinion and my own experience, right? I'm just sharing it, sharing the journey. We can see now NVIDIA is trying to break some higher highs and higher lows. I'm on live call. Is that where we call in? Yep, sub. Yeah. Let me bring sub, guys. Bear with me 1 second. And hello, James. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let me bring our guest. Hello. I'm on live call. Bear with me, guys, 2 seconds. There we go. Sub, you don't have to mute the stream, mate, from our Discord. There we go. Good evening, Sub. How's it going, mate?
Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, good, mate. Good. So yeah, we thought to come and join you here because we said we'd be coming on, but I've been a little bit busy. So yeah, caught catching you at the end. So good to see you.
Good to see you too, mate. I know you have been busy. Totally understandable. It's a little bit frustrating evening, to be honest, here. I've been a little bit disappointed because NVIDIA, the link is not working, and maybe it has to do because in 49 minutes they are going to have the preview call about the earnings, and Juan Jensen is going to give the speech. So maybe it has to do about that. They didn't want to present it at 10 p.m., for example, UK time. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, hey, what are your thoughts, mate? You saw the drop, right? It's not massive, but
Yeah. I mean, Nvidia does this, doesn't it? It always. It seems like whether you beat or whether it doesn't beat, it usually drops at the earnings. It's one of the most common things that Nvidia does. And then it recovers. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. I'm interested to see if we have the 6% drop or the 6%
yeah.
rise or the 8% or the 8%. So I want to see that. That'd be interesting. But you know what? It wasn't that much difference. It wasn't that great of a difference on the earnings. So
Yeah.
I think it's looking positive for the future. I mean, the amount of revenue these guys create, it's so hard to like create that kind of revenue every earnings.
Yeah.
But it's so close that it doesn't make that much difference, I don't think, in the grand scheme of things.
Absolutely, totally agree, mate. I want to welcome Savage Faith Creations as well, guys. She's in our chat and watching the football scrimmage and listening in. Lovely, 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 lovely. So, Savage Faith Creations is our sponsor for our merch, and please welcome her onto our chat. Also,
Hey, welcome,
yeah.
Savage. Welcome.
Yeah, I mean, I know you are you got used to the chat, Sal, but you're on a live call, so you can easily say it while you're typing it.
That's private. That's a private chat. I'm
I
just
mean,
joking.
yeah, I agree with you.
Um,
I agree with you.
oh, just one thing, Alex. Just real quick is when we're promoting Savage Faith Promotions, we just make sure that when we're doing the merch, right, what we say that we're saying the merch. I know English is not your first language, but I'm only here, brother, to help you. So it's the merchandise.
Oh, it's not. Yes, yes, you are absolutely right. So merch, our merch sponsor. I
Yes,
said
sir.
Merc, didn't I? Merc.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Every time I hear Merc, it reminds me of Mercedes Benz because in England we used to call Mercedes Mercs
You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. I appreciate you for correcting
or
me.
mercenaries.
Yeah. Sure. Um, so we are going to try again in less than 47 minutes, 46 minutes. Try to open the live call for Juan Jensen, who's going to present us. I don't know what he's going to present us, to be honest. I'm expecting a lot to hear, and especially about the what happened with TSM and Samsung Electronics, what is happening with China, the H20 chips, with AI, and a lot, right? So we can be informed further for NVIDIA what is there that they actually know, right? They are the insiders. So as many news as we can hear, I think they can give us more news from inside. So
Yeah.
we can see right now, NVIDIA is at $177.89. The lowest that it reached is $174.27, and it's trying to go up, but it's coming down, like it's doing every time it's doing higher lows. So we can see lower high here, higher low actually here, then in here and in here. I have to be a little bit careful, to be honest, Sub, with the higher lows and lower highs, because I'm already like confused myself, you know, like it's
I think everybody's just waiting on what Jensen Huang's got planned for the future, and anything that he's going to bring to the table right now, it's going to be based on that. I think it's going to bobble around here for a little while. But once Jensen Huang tells you his plans, and he'll always come to the table with something. I think he'll be talking about China market opening up. I think he'll be talking about the position that they're in with partnerships that they have. I think it'll be good positive news. Jensen Huang always has something up his sleeve, and he's got plenty of aces up his sleeve. Believe me, in one of those leather jackets.
Oh yeah. I mean, I love his style, you know, like you mentioned it right now, the leather jacket, and it's great. I think he's one of the greatest CEOs I've ever seen.
I agree. He doesn't make enemies with anyone. He just gets on about his business, and he does a job that he's good at. He goes day to day, and he's traveling around the world, everywhere, making relationships with all the countries where he wants to do business. And he's always at the forefront and leads from the front. Strong leadership. Fantastic company. Obviously, as we know, you don't get to that stage of being the best, one of the best companies in the world, if not, obviously the most expensive, without having bad communication skills and
Yeah,
good knowledge of how to build a business.
absolutely. I think he's really, really great. Also, now that we have the luxury of the time, until we wait for the call, let's talk a little bit now that Sab is here as well. So let me bring you the YouTube and the account. So as you can see here, guys, when you join in the YouTube and you type in our name, the finite to freedom, you can see that we are actually right now live, right? So you can see the icon here on live. But I want to mention something. If we go to videos and we scroll all over the bottom, you can actually see the first video was a month ago. So we started this journey of YouTube, making videos, going live and everything, right? A month ago. You can see it has 74 views. Now, I'm not here to pay attention on the views or the likes. They can help me massively to reach to a wider audience and start going to phase 2 and phase 3, but I'm not the type of person that I'm going to expect thousands of views in the beginning. What I want though to express is that I appreciate every single one of you that has watched the videos and the people that they are coming aboard and watch so far the videos that I'm making. So I really appreciate all you 74 guys. Really much appreciated. Coming on YouTube, I thought, the first video is going to have maybe 5 views or anything like that. So I was just expecting that, right? Because it was the beginning. So coming here after a month and seeing that our first video has 74 views, I can't thank you enough. And if you scroll all over the top, you can actually see that I basically present you now with the thumbnails. Thumbnails for some people might have been, common sense, but to me it's still brand new. And I started using the Adobe. I started using Word. I started using a little bit of Microsoft in general, and so and so and so. So it's a journey of progress. That's what I want to achieve. That it's okay if you make mistakes, or if you actually, I will leave it there. It's okay if you make mistakes, right? as soon as you learn from them, and you progress, right? You need to use them as tools. So coming on YouTube, I had this as a startup, right? As an introduction, just a simple photo. The person who created it, really much appreciated. Thank you for the support. And after that, we were just creating, I was just creating videos. And you can see that they are so simple, right? And then on the last videos, the last two videos, I searched about what is a thumbnail. Why is YouTube telling me when I upload a video? Why is it telling me if I want to add the thumbnail? So I never thought that this is a thumbnail. So for some people might be common sense. For me that I'm new on YouTube, I think it's fine. And that's how you learn, right? By searching and searching and searching and putting the effort. So the last two videos, I hope you enjoy the thumbnails, because I think they are great, and especially the
Alex,
second video from the last.
sorry, the call started. So you want to jump on the call?
Yes. 1 second. Let me do that. I'm going to come back on the YouTube because where did it start, Sab?
I've got it here on. I've got it here on a different site here.
Okay. Do you want to share it on Discord, mate, so I can? Oh no, it's okay. Let me do the behind the scenes. Let me do the register event registration. Let me put the name of the company and the email. Thank you for that, Sab. Appreciate it, mate.
Welcome.
So we just need to fill in the form.
So just to catch you guys up a little bit, NVIDIA CFO Colette Kress kicks off the call. Kress touts that chipmaker ability to exceed its outlook despite a challenging operating environment. Kress mentioned that the new export controls on selling H20s in China didn't provide a grace period for NVIDIA to sell its inventory. In Q1, we recognize that 4.6 billion in H20 revenue, which occurred prior to April the 9th. Kress says, but also recognize that 4.5 billion charge as a wrote down inventory and purchase obligations tied to order that we'd received prior to April the 9th. She says NVIDIA was unable to ship 2.5 billion in H20 revenue in the first quarter due to its new export controls, and 4.5 billion charge was less than expected. So she also shouts at Blackwell driving its 73% year-over-year increase in data center revenue. We just have to mention that NVIDIA expects 3 to 4 trillion in AI spending by 2030. And NVIDIA is CFO, Chief Financial Officer Colette Kress says that the company expects 3 to 4 trillion in AI infrastructure spending by 2030. And the scale and scope of these build-outs present significant long-term growth opportunities for NVIDIA.
Right, just registered Sab.
Operating expenses are expected to be
There we go.
approximately 5.9 billion and 4.2 billion, respectively. For the full year, we expect operating expenses to grow.
NVIDIA also provided a revenue range for the current
year-over-year,
quarter of
up from our prior
52.9 billion
expectations of the mid-30s.
to 55.1 billion.
We
Alex,
are
just let me know when you're
accelerating
bringing it on.
business
Compared to
towards the
expectations,
manageable opportunities
53.46.
that lie ahead.
While the revenue forecast
GAAP
may
and
seem
non-GAAP
in line,
other
some analysts
income
put
and
the figure
expenses are
closer to
expected
60
to be in the
billion.
sum of approximately
The number
60 billion,
not
excluding
including
those
data centers revenue in
from
China,
non-marketable
where
and
chip makers face
unsold
difficulties.
securities.
NVIDIA said
GAAP
it
and
sold
non-GAAP
no
tax
H20
rates are
chips to
expected to
China
be
during the second quarter.
16.5%,
So that's all that to
also
come when it opens up, folks.
excluding any
Oh yeah,
Although some inventory was
Further
sold to
financial
customer
data
outside of the
are
country.
included in the
I
CFO
put that
commentary
a few minutes
that is
ago, Sab.
available on our website.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm just filling the space for you, mate. I'm just filling the space.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Thank you. I'm just going to turn on the volume for the call, yeah?
The first part
Yep.
of October.
Perfect.
GTC data center begins on October 27th with Jensen's keynote scheduled for the 28th. We look forward
filling the
to
space for
seeing
you, mate.
you
I'm just filling
at
the
these
space.
events.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Our
Thank you.
earnings call to discuss
I'm
the
just
results
going
of our third
to
quarter of
turn on
fiscal
the volume for
2026 is
the
scheduled
call, yeah?
for November 19th.
Perfect.
We will now open the call for questions. Operator, would you please poll for questions?
Thank you. At this time, I would like to remind everyone, in order to ask a question, press star, then the number 1 on your telephone keypad. We'll pause for just a moment to compile the Q&A roster. As a reminder, please limit yourself to 1 question. Thank you. Your first question comes from CJ Muse with Cantor Fitzgerald. Your line is open.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for taking the question. I guess with wafer in to rack out lead times of 12 months, you confirmed on the call today that Rubin is on track for ramp in the second half. And obviously, many of these investments are multi-year projects contingent upon power.
Do you have
cooling,
the replay from YouTube?
You take a high-level view and speak to your vision for growth into 2026.
Sorry, it was just playing.
And as part of that, if you can kind of comment between networking data center would be very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, CJ.
Okay, I'm going to send you something over right now.
Of growth drivers would be the evolution, the introduction, if you will, of reasoning agentic AI. You know, where chatbots used to be one shot, you give it a prompt and it would generate the answer. Now the AI does research, it thinks and does a plan, and it might use tools. And so it's called long thinking. And the longer it thinks, oftentimes it produces better answers. And the amount of computation necessary for one shot versus reasoning agentic AI models could be 100 times, 1,000 times, and even potentially even more as the amount of research and basically reading and comprehension that it goes off to do. And so the amount of computation that has resulted in agentic AI has grown tremendously. And of course, the effectiveness has also grown tremendously. Because of agentic AI, the amount of hallucination has dropped significantly. You can now use it. You can now use tools and perform tasks. Enterprises have been opened up. As a result of agentic AI and vision language models, we now are seeing a breakthrough in physical AI, in robotics, autonomous systems. So the last year, AI has made tremendous progress. And agentic systems, reasoning systems, is completely revolutionary. Now, we built the Blackwell NVLink 72 system, a rack scale computing system for this moment. We've been working on it for several years. This last year, we transitioned from NVLink.
Alex, I can't hear anything coming through yet.
Node scale
On
each node is a computer to now NVLink 72
through Discord.
where each rack is a computer.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, because
aggregation of NVLink 72
on YouTube
into a rack scale system was extremely hard to do, but the results are extraordinary. We're seeing orders of magnitude speed up, and therefore energy efficiency, and therefore cost effectiveness of token generation because of NVLink 72. And so over the next
I'll tell you what I'll do.
You're gonna you asked about longer term. Over the next 5 years, we're gonna scale into with Blackwell, with Rubin, and follow-ons to scale into effectively a $3 to $4 trillion AI infrastructure opportunity. The last couple of years, you have seen.
It's fine. It's fine. It's coming through on YouTube. It's fine.
Okay.
CSPs Cheers, man. I'll explain to you later. Say why.
Has doubled and grown to about $600 billion. So we're in the beginning of this
welcome MSK.
Out, and the AI technology advances has really enabled AI to be able to adopt and solve problems to many different industries.
It's good.
Your next question comes from Vivek Arya with Bank of America Securities. Your line is open.
Thanks for taking my questions. Colette, just wanted to clarify the $2 to $5 billion in China. What needs to happen, and what is the sustainable pace of that China business as you get into Q4? And then Jensen, for you on the competitive landscape, several of your large customers already have or are planning many ASIC projects. I think one of your ASIC competitors, Broadcom, signaled that they could grow their AI business almost 55-60% next year. Any scenario in which you see the market moving more towards the ASICs and away from NVIDIA GPU? Just what are you hearing from your customers? How are they managing this split between their use of merchant silicon and ASIC? Thank you.
Thanks, Vivek. So let me first answer your question regarding what will it take for the H20s to be shipped. There is interest in our H20s. There is the initial set of licenses that we received. And then additionally, we do have supply that we are ready. And that's why we communicated that somewhere in the range of about 2 to 5 billion this quarter, we could potentially ship. We're still waiting on several of the geopolitical issues going back and forth between the governments and the companies trying to determine their purchases and what they want to do. So it's still open at this time, and we're not exactly sure what that full amount will be this quarter. However, if more interest arrives, more licenses arrives, again, we can also still build additional H20 and ship more as well.
NVIDIA builds very different things than ASICs. But let's talk about ASICs first. A lot of projects are started. Many startup companies are created. Very few products go into production. And the reason for that is it's really hard. Accelerated computing is unlike general purpose computing. You don't write software and just compile it into a processor. Accelerated computing is a full stack co-design problem. And AI factories in the last several years has become so much more complex because of the scale of the problems have grown so significantly. It's really the ultimate, the most extreme computer science problem the world's ever seen, obviously. And so the stack is complicated. The models are changing incredibly fast from generative based on autoregressive to generative based on diffusion to mixed models to multimodality. The number of different models that are coming out that are either derivatives of transformers or evolutions of transformers is just daunting. One of the advantages that we have is that NVIDIA is available in every cloud. We're available from every computer company. We're available from the cloud to on-prem to edge to robotics on the same programming model. And so it's sensible that every framework in the world supports NVIDIA. When you're building a new model architecture, releasing it on NVIDIA is most sensible. And so the diversity of our platform, both in the ability to evolve into any architecture, the fact that we're everywhere, and also we accelerate the entire pipeline. You know, everything from data processing to pre-training to post-training with reinforcement learning, all the way out to inference. And so when you build a data center with NVIDIA platform in it, the utility of it is best. The lifetime usefulness is much, much longer. And then I would just say that in addition to all of that, it is just a really extremely complex systems problem anymore. You know, people talk about the chip itself.
Yeah,
There's
I
one
know the
ASIC,
feeling. But is
the
it the
GPU
sound?
that many people talk about. But in order to build Blackwell, the platform, and Rubin, the platform, we had to build CPUs that connect fast memory, low, extremely energy efficient memory.
Oh, it's
for
the way they
large
are
KB
talking, that's why.
caching necessary for agentic AI, to the GPU, to a super NIC, to a scale up switch we call NVLink, completely revolutionary when we're in our 5th generation now, to a scale out switch, whether it's quantum or Spectrum X Ethernet, to now scale across switches so that we can prepare for
Let me
these
put a little bit of water because
AI
I'm gonna need water.
superfactories with multiple gigawatts of
Perfect. The sound is good.
computing
Great.
all connected
We
together.
finally managed it.
We call that Spectrum XGS. We just announced that at Hot Chips this week. And so the complications, the complexity of everything that we do is really quite extraordinary. It's just done at a really, really extreme scale now. And then lastly, if I could just say one more thing, you know, we're in every cloud for a good reason. Not only are we the most energy efficient. Our perf per watt is the best of any computing platform. And in a world of power limited data centers, perf per watt drives directly to revenues. And you've heard me say before that in a lot of ways, the more you buy, the more you grow. And because our perf per dollar, the performance per dollar is so incredible, you also have extremely great margins. So the growth opportunity with NVIDIA's architecture and the gross margins opportunity with NVIDIA's architecture is absolutely the best. And so there's a lot of reasons why NVIDIA is chosen by every cloud and every startup and every computer company. We're really a holistic, full stack solution for AI factories.
Your next question comes from Ben Reitzes with Melius. Your line is open.
To do about green on
Hey,
the
thanks
back.
a lot. Jensen, I wanted to ask you about your 3 to 4 trillion in data center infrastructure spend by the end of the decade. Previously, you talked about something in the 1 billion range, which I believe was just for compute by 2028. If you take past comments, 3 to 4 trillion would imply maybe 2 billion plus in compute spend. And just wanted to know if that was right. And that's what you're seeing by the end of the decade. And wondering what you think your share will be of that. Your share right now of total infrastructure compute-wise is very high. So wanted to see, and also if there's any bottlenecks you're concerned about, like power, to get to the 3 to 4 trillion. Thanks
That's a
lot.
good question.
Yeah, thanks. As you know, the CapEx of just the top 4 hyperscalers has doubled in 2 years. As the AI revolution went into full steam, as the AI race is now
Taiwanese
on,
people have built 2 of
the
the 6
CapEx
trillion
spend has
dollar
doubled
companies
to
in the world.
$600 billion per
Yeah.
year. There's 5 years between now and the end of the decade. And $600 billion only represents the top 4 hyperscalers. We still have the rest of the enterprise companies building on-prem. You have cloud service providers building around the world. United States represents about 60% of the world's compute, and over time, you would think that artificial intelligence would reflect GDP scale and growth, and would be of course accelerating GDP growth. And so our contribution to that is a large part of the AI infrastructure. Out of a gigawatt AI factory, which can go anywhere from 50 to plus or minus 10%, let's say 50 to 60 billion, we represent about 35 plus or minus of that, and 35 out of 50 or so $1 billion for a gigawatt data center. And of course, what you get for that is not a GPU. I think people, we're famous for building the GPU and inventing the GPU, but as you know, over the last decade, we've really transitioned to become an AI infrastructure company. It takes 6 chips just to build 6 different types of chips just to build a Rubin AI supercomputer, and just to scale that out, to a gigawatt, you have hundreds of thousands of GPU compute nodes and a whole bunch of racks. And so we're really an AI infrastructure company, and we're hoping to continue to contribute to growing this industry, making AI more useful, and then very importantly, driving the performance per watt, because the world, as you mentioned, limiters, it will always likely be power limitations or AI infrastructure or AI building limitations. And so we need to squeeze as much out of that factory as possible. NVIDIA's performance per unit of energy used drives the revenue growth of that factory. It directly translates. If you have a 100 megawatt factory, per 100 megawatt drives your revenues. It's tokens per 100 megawatts of factory. in our case, also, the performance per dollar spent is so high that your gross margins are also the best. But anyhow, these are the limiters going forward, and $3 to $4 trillion is fairly sensible for the next 5 years.
Next question comes from Joe Moore of Morgan Stanley. Your line is open.
Great, thank you. Congratulations on reopening the China opportunity. Can you talk about the long-term prospects there? You've talked about, I think, half of the AI software world being there. How much can NVIDIA grow in that business, and how important is it that you get the Blackwell architecture ultimately licensed there?
The China market, I've estimated to be about $50 billion of opportunity for us this year. If we were able to address it with competitive products, and if it's $50 billion this year, you would expect it to grow, say 50% per year, as the rest of the world's AI market is growing as well. It is the second largest computing market in the world, and it is also the home of AI researchers. About 50% of the world's AI researchers are in China. The vast majority of the leading open source models are created in China. And so it's fairly important, I think, for the American technology companies to be able to address that market. And open source, as you know, is created in one country, but it's used all over the world. The open source models that have come out of China are really excellent. DeepSeek, of course, gained global notoriety. Qwen is excellent. Kimi is excellent. There's a whole bunch of new models that are coming out. They're multimodal. They're great language models, and it's really fueled the adoption of AI in enterprises around the world, because enterprises want to build their own custom proprietary software stacks. And so open source models really important for enterprise. It's really important for SaaS, who also would like to build proprietary systems. It has been really incredible for robotics around the world. And so open source is really important. And it's important that the American companies are able to address it. It's going to be a very large market. We're talking to the administration about the importance of American companies to be able to address the Chinese market. And as you know, H20 has been approved for companies that are not on the entities list, and many licenses have been approved. And so I think the opportunity for us to bring Blackwell to the China market is a real possibility. And so we just have to keep advocating the sensibility of and the importance of American tech companies to be able to lead and win the AI race and help make the American tech stack the global standard.
Your next question comes from the line of Aaron Rakers with Wells Fargo. Your line is open.
Yeah, thank you for the question. I want to go back to the Spectrum XGS announcement this week, and thinking about the Ethernet product now pushing over 10 billion of annualized revenue. Jensen, what is the opportunity set that you see for Spectrum XGS? Do we think about this as kind of the data center interconnect layer? Any thoughts on the sizing of this opportunity, within that Ethernet portfolio? Thank you.
We now offer 3 networking technologies. One is for scale up, one is for scale out, and one for scale across. Scale up is so that we could build the largest possible virtual GPU, the virtual compute node. NVLink is revolutionary. NVLink 72 is what made it possible for Blackwell to deliver such an extraordinary generational jump over Hopper's NVLink 8. At a time when when we have long thinking models, agentic AI, reasoning systems, the NVLink basically amplifies the memory bandwidth, which is really critical for reasoning systems. And so NVLink 72 is fantastic. We then scale out with networking, which we have two. We have InfiniBand, which is unquestionably the lowest latency, the lowest jitter, the best scale out network. It does require more expertise in managing those networks. And for supercomputing, for the leading model makers, InfiniBand, Quantum InfiniBand is the unambiguous choice. If you were to benchmark an AI factory, the ones with InfiniBand are the best performance. For those who would like to use Ethernet, because their whole data center is built with Ethernet, we have a new type of Ethernet called Spectrum Ethernet. Spectrum Ethernet is not off the shelf. It has a whole bunch of new technologies designed for low latency and low jitter and congestion control. And it has the ability to come closer, much closer to InfiniBand than anything that's out there. And that's, we call that Spectrum X Ethernet. And then finally, we have Spectrum XGS, a gigascale for connecting multiple data centers, multiple AI factories into a super factory, a gigantic system. And you're gonna see that networking obviously is very important in AI factories. In fact, choosing the right networking, the performance, the throughput improvement, going from 65% to 85% or 90%, that kind of step up because of your networking capability effectively makes networking free. Choosing the right networking, you're basically paying, you'll get a return on it like you can't believe, because the AI factory, a gigawatt, as I mentioned before, could be $50 billion. And so the ability to improve the efficiency of that factory by tens of percents results in $10-20 billion worth of effective benefit. And so, the networking is a very important part of it. It's the reason why NVIDIA dedicates so much in networking. It's the reason why we purchased Mellanox 5.5 years ago. And Spectrum X, as we mentioned earlier, is now quite a sizable business, and it's only about 1.5 years old. So Spectrum X is a home run. All three of them are going to be fantastic. NVLink, scale up, Spectrum X and InfiniBand, scale out, and then Spectrum XGS for scale across.
Your next question comes from Stacy Raskin with Bernstein Research. Your line is open.
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my question. I have a more tactical question for Colette. So on the guide, you're up, over $7 billion. The vast bulk of that is going to be from data center. How do I think about apportioning that $7 billion out across Blackwell versus Hopper versus networking? I mean, it looks like Blackwell was probably $27 billion in the quarter, up from maybe 23 last quarter. Hopper's still $6 or $7 billion post the H20. Do you think the Hopper strength continues? Just how do I think about parsing that $7 billion out across those three different components?
Thanks, Stacy, for the question. First part of it, looking at our growth between Q2 and Q3, Blackwell is still going to be the lion's share of what we have in terms of data center. But keep in mind that helps both our compute side as well as it helps our networking side, because we are selling those significant systems that are incorporating the NVLink that Jensen just spoke about. Selling Hopper, we are still selling it. H100, H200s, we are. But again, they are HCX systems, and I still believe our Blackwell will be the lion's share of what we're doing on there. So we'll continue. We don't have any more specific details in terms of how we'll finish our quarter, but you should expect Blackwell again to be the driver of the growth.
Your next question comes from Jim Schneider of Goldman Sachs. Your line is open.
Good afternoon. Thanks for taking my question. You've been very clear about the reasoning model opportunity that you see, and you've also been relatively clear about the technical specs for Rubin, but maybe you could provide a little bit of context about how you view the Rubin product transition going forward. What incremental capability does that offer to customers? And would you say that Rubin is a bigger, smaller, or similar step up in terms of performance for a capability perspective relative to what we saw at Blackwell? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Rubin, we're on an annual cycle, and the reason why we're on an annual cycle is because we can do so to accelerate the cost reduction and maximize the revenue generation for our customers. When we increase the perf per watt, the token generation per amount of usage of energy, we are effectively driving the revenues of our customers. The perf per watt of Blackwell will be, for reasoning systems, an order of magnitude higher than Hopper. And so for the same amount of energy, and everybody's data center is energy limited by definition, for any data center that using Blackwell, you'll be able to maximize your revenues compared to anything we've done in the past, compared to anything in the world today. And because the perf per dollar, the performance gross margins, to the extent that we have great ideas for every single generation, we could improve the revenue generation, improve the AI capability, improve the margins of our customers by releasing new architectures. And so we advise our partners, our customers to pace themselves and to build these data centers on an annual rhythm. Rubin is going to have a whole bunch of new ideas. I paused for a second because, I've got plenty of time between now and a year from now to tell you about all the breakthroughs that Rubin's going to bring. But Rubin has a lot of great ideas. I'm anxious to tell you, but I can't right now, and I'll save it for GTC to tell you more and more about it. But nonetheless, for the next year, we're ramping really hard into now Grace Blackwell GB200, and then now Blackwell Ultra GB300. We're ramping really hard into data centers. This year is obviously a record-breaking year. I expect next year to be a record-breaking year. And while we continue to increase the performance of AI capabilities as we race towards artificial superintelligence on the one hand, and continue to increase the revenue generation capabilities of our hyperscalers on the other hand.
Your final question comes from Timothy Arcuri with UBS. Your line is open.
Thanks a lot. Jensen, I wanted to ask you, just answer the question. You threw out a number. You said 50% CAGR for the AI market. So I'm wondering how much visibility that you have into next year. Is that kind of a reasonable bogey in terms of how much your data center revenue should grow next year? I would think you'll grow at least in line with that CAGR. And maybe are there any puts and takes to that? Thanks.
Well, I think that the best way to look at it is we have reasonable forecasts from our large customers for next year, a very, very significant forecast. And we still have a lot of businesses that we're still winning and a lot of startups that are still being created. Don't forget that the number of startups for AI native startups was 100 billion was funded last year. This year, the year's not even over yet. It's 180 billion funded. If you look at AI native, the top AI native startups that are generating revenues, last year was $2 billion. This year is $20 billion. Next year, being 10 times higher than this year, is not inconceivable. And the open source
It's
models
good news.
is now opening up large enterprises, SaaS companies, industrial companies, robotics companies to now join the AI revolution, another source of growth. And whether it's AI natives or enterprise SaaS or industrial AI or startups, we're just seeing just enormous amount of interest in AI and demand for AI. Right now, the buzz is, I'm sure all of you know about the buzz out there. The buzz is everything sold out. H100 sold out. H200s are sold out. Large CSPs are coming out renting capacity from other CSPs. And so the AI native startups are really scrambling to get capacity so that they could train their reasoning models. And so the demand is really, really high. But the long-term outlook between where we are today, CapEx has doubled in 2 years. It is now running about $600 billion a year just in the large hyperscalers. For us to grow into that $600 billion a year, representing a significant part of that CapEx, isn't unreasonable. And so I think the next several years, surely through the decade, we see just really fast growing, really significant growth opportunities ahead. Let me conclude with this. Blackwell is the next generation AI platform the world's been waiting for. It delivers an exceptional generational leap. NVIDIA's NVLink 72 rack scale computing is revolutionary, arriving just in time as reasoning AI models drive order of magnitude increases in training and inference performance requirement. Blackwell Ultra is ramping at full speed and the demand is extraordinary. Our next platform, Rubin, is already in fab. We have 6 new chips that represents the Rubin platform. They've all taped out to TSMC. Rubin will be our 3rd generation NVLink rack scale AI supercomputer. And so we expect to have a much more mature and fully scaled up supply chain. Blackwell and Rubin AI factory platforms will be scaling into the $3 to $4 trillion global AI factory build out through the end of the decade. Customers are building ever greater scale AI factories, from thousands of Hopper GPUs in tens of megawatt data centers to now hundreds of thousands of Blackwells in 100 megawatt facilities. And soon we'll be building millions of Rubin GPU platforms powering multi-gigawatt, multi-site AI super factories. With each generation, demand only grows. One-shot chatbots have evolved into reasoning agentic AI that research, plan, and use tools, driving orders of magnitude jump in compute for both training and inference. Agentic AI is reaching maturity and has opened the enterprise market to build domain and company-specific AI agents for enterprise workflows, products, and services. The age of physical AI has arrived, unlocking entirely new industries in robotics, industrial automation. Every industrial company will need to build 2 factories, one to build the machines and another to build their robotic AI. This quarter, NVIDIA reached record revenues and an extraordinary milestone in our journey. The opportunity ahead is immense. A new industrial revolution has started. The AI race is on. Thanks for joining us today, and I'll look forward to addressing you next week, next earnings call. Thank you.
This concludes today's conference call. You may now disconnect.
That's it then. So, I think we've received really good news and it looks promising as a company And as Sab said before, unfortunately he had to go, and right now we don't have anyone on the call, so it's only me on the podcast and you guys. This is so I'm not alone, you know. So really big thank you that you have stayed so far with me and you are still watching and you are on the chat as well. So I'm just fixing a little bit. I was just doing the settings as well at the same time that I was listening. I think as a company has really big potentials and it looks promising, right? It looks like positive news. Now, that's in general and long term. So I will show you right here what is happening. So NVIDIA is not going up. It's going back again down. So currently it's $176.30.25. I keep changing, right? So what are my expectations? If NVIDIA closes above resistance, that means that tomorrow, Thursday, right, is going to open from this position. So it does a little bit of a gap right here. So we potentially could see NVIDIA going further below the $175.05, and we could go and test one of these levels that me and Sab gave just as a fun of just for the fun of the game, right? We were just playing a little bit of a game, me and Sab there. So we want to see if it's gonna hit Sab or if it's going to hit mine. So we're going to find out this week. We still have Thursday and Friday, but it will open with forming a gap, which this gap needs to be filled in after a few days or weeks, right? So potentially we could see NVIDIA going further down below on $175.05. If it does go below, I will have to wait personally. If it actually goes towards the 162 support level, $162.55. If it does retest it, it can bounce back, right? But remember, we've got rate cuts as well. It can help massively for the market, for the overall of the market. We can have like a really big bullish momentum or day. Now we've got Japan carrying trades that can affect negatively the market. So we've got two really big news, and also I've heard, well, I haven't heard. I'm receiving emails. That's why I'm lately. I'm watching the phone. So I've received a message from Seeking Alpha. Seeking Alpha, when you join in, is going to provide you all the latest news. So, for example, I've got on my phone right now about XAU USD Trump's Fed challenge, right? So it's here if you want to see the notification. So what I've seen from the email that they sent is that possibly the Fed is going to be I can't really find the word. So one second. I'm going to independent. So it's going to be independent, right? That's the word that I was looking for. So I don't know if that is exactly legit information, let's say, for example, right? So I can't provide you this information yet, but the minute I do find information about it, I will bring it on a live video or on just a video in general. Now, because something has happened, and I have to go away for just a day or two. I'm not going to have any live stream or any video coming tomorrow. I'm really apologizing about this. It's just I can't provide details, but I won't be at all home, so I can't be producing any video on tomorrow, Thursday. Now, Friday, possibly the same situation. Possibly if I can, you'll see me on live and I will inform on Discord. That's the best way to express it. So if I'm back on Friday, then we are going to be back. But I can't go through the details or anything like that. I'm really sorry about this. So yeah, that was the thing that I wanted to put that out. Now, let me do a little bit of something here. From what I can see. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, as I was saying, everything is about progress, right? Everything is about learning. So, yeah, MSK, everything is all right, mate. Everything's good. Everything's good. So, on the and you can see me now lagging, right? This is me thinking loads of things at the same time. So let me just rephrase everything. So as you can see, everything is about progress, right? And I've started doing the thumbnails. I've started doing the live streams. We fixed and I'm putting we because every single one of you has helped me with the audio quality, with the sound, with the how we are doing with the video and everything. So I couldn't do it without you guys. Even that you couldn't do here anything technical or anything like that. We found it out, and today was a smooth sound, right? We didn't have any noise or any echo or anything like that. So now we know, we progress, and we move forward. So you will see these two videos and more videos are gonna come in, and you will never see it like that ever again. So without further information, let me present you the big news. Now, let me provide you that this video here, the Ethereum breaking above resistance, making a new all-time high, it is now our first most watched video on our channel, on my channel, on Finance to Freedom. So I'm always gonna put our channel and my channel because this channel is about all of us, right? So you are part of it. I'm just creating stuff, and I'm really, really blessed and happy to do that. So we have reached 79 views streamed 3 days ago. To me, that I'm taking it as progress, and it passed our first video made a month ago, and this is only 3 days ago, right? So really, really big thank you guys to all of you who are still here with us and with me, and you still watch the videos and supporting me. So this is fantastic. I'm appreciating every single view, every single like, every single person that is here, and every single person that is listening and talking back to me or to us. So much appreciated. I can't wait until we go to the phase 2 and phase 3. I think this is going to be huge, honestly, and I think when we reach there, and it's only a matter of time, I think when we reach there, and I'm going to open YouTube and I'll be watching everything again. The same work that I do is going to be fantastic. So I'm really excited to see more people coming aboard, more people interacting with us, and can't wait for more experiences and opinions. Having said that, that's a little bit about the YouTube. Thank you so much again, guys. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide you a little bit. That's about XRP. We'll talk about it. Don't you worry. We're on live. We can do anything we want. So there we go. So now I've shared my opinion about it, and we are going to open at the price we are going to in an hour and around 49 minutes. In an hour and 49 minutes, I won't be able to see anything on the trading view, but I will be able to see on Robinhood. So if, for example, because it's 24 hours, the market for NVIDIA, except Friday. Friday is closing 1 a.m. UK time, all that. So what I'm going to say is, at the time, let's say, for example, the average is going to be $176, right? So we are going to open around here, right? If we do open here, we've got this massive gap to fill in, right? So this could mean that we can go down, and if we cross again the support level at $175, then we could go further down below. But there is another perspective that if we don't do that, and we can open with up, right? We can go green day tomorrow, Thursday. So I can't really predict what is going to happen. I'm just giving a little bit of two perspectives so we can guide the day and see what is going to happen, right? We want to see facts. Now, I want to share a little bit how Tesla is going. Tesla dropped, and yesterday we had another live video for Tesla especially, and then we provided in the end two news about NVIDIA. So I'm going to discuss a little bit about Tesla. So I'm going to bring the Tesla chart, and from what you will see here is we're still remaining a bit of bullish, and as long oh, hold on a minute, guys. Why do I have that as orange? I shouldn't. There we go. Right. So what I'm going to do is, if we do test this week the $362 and I've missed the cents, that's not great. That's not great at all. So let me just put a little bit the cents, guys. I don't know. I think it was just a really fast technical analysis in there. So you can see now what I'm doing every single time I'm adding a price or anything at all, right? So let's put it as 16. Let's put that as 16 as well. There we go. Let's bring that a little bit here. There you go. So if we do pass the $362, right? 362. Oh, what happened there? Oh, we can't edit. Okay, we can't edit if we don't. All right then. So 362 and 95. So $362.95. If we do test this resistance, then we could go down. If though we break above this the resistance at $362.95, then I'm still expecting to be trading in this area here in this space until we receive a signal of either breaking above the next resistance level, or if that will be breaking below the support level. So the support level is going to be if we do trade in this area, right? So that makes sense. Now, I can't see a lot about Tesla, to be honest. Like, I'm still I still don't have a lot of news besides the one that we created yesterday, and it's okay because you are not going to be able to have news every single day for a company. So I'm going to fix this after, but then if we do test though the 362.95, we could go down back to the $327, $300.27. But I think with the Fed, like when Jerome Powell speaks and cuts rates, I think we are going to see lots of resistances breaking, and we could go higher and higher. So that's a little bit about Tesla and NVIDIA. NVIDIA is still going down. We are going to monitor it all night from my phone because I won't be here in a few hours. So I'm going to monitor it, and then I won't be able to monitor anything until Friday night. So what else? We discussed a little bit about the YouTube. We discussed about Tesla. You can see, right, a little bit of transparency because I haven't updated anything. I'm still having the BBAI 240 shares and a half. I'm still down. I was down today 4.02%. Nothing wrong with that. I can't expect every time only to go up. We will have the red days, we will have the green days, but even that it sounds crazy, I do appreciate the red days because that's how you learn how to manage your emotions and your feelings. And it's really, really good to learn to do that. Back in the days, like 2 years ago, not back in the days, 2 years ago, I was losing my mind, right? I was getting angry, I was getting upset, I was getting frustrated, I was getting sad, I was getting nervous, all kind of mixed emotions, right? And that's because I was losing money. But right now, I'm controlling it, and that's the beauty of it, because now I don't allow so much myself to make mistakes because I've learned from my mistakes. Now, if you are new and you make mistakes, that's fine. Don't worry about it. As long as there is a specific quote, and that is, do not invest money unless you use the money that you are able to lose, right? If you have money aside, right, and for example, you've got $500, but you've got everything else covered for the next 3, 4, 6 months, right? This money you can spend them, right? Think about it as going to a pub or going for a meal or anything. It's money that you can afford, to lose, right? So if you decide to invest, like for now, I can afford to lose all of this, right? It will make no sense. No sense. It will make no difference. Apologies. It will make no difference to me. Why? Because I still have my job. I still am able to invest. I am still paying. I'm still covering my bills, my food, everything. I've got my first needs sorted, right? So I can afford to lose this. I don't mind. So what I'm saying is, because I can afford to lose this, that's why I haven't got frustrated or stressed or been upset or anything. And that's why I'm not making the mistakes, right? I don't go and buy the pump. I said it before. I didn't buy NVIDIA because it was too high. You see now, NVIDIA dropped by $7.33, right? That could make a huge impact. If the money that I have in here, it was money that I couldn't afford to lose. So do not invest more than you can afford to lose. That's the quote. Other than that, I'm going back a little bit to YouTube and discuss about this. I received because I'm having the channel, so but yeah, I received 2 more subscribers. Thank you so much, guys, for believing in what I can do through the channel. And now I'm going to discuss as we. Thank you so much for everyone. I'm speaking for everyone's behalf now. Thank you so much, guys, that you are helping us to reach the goals that we have as a channel, as a community, as a family, right? And 2 people can make a difference, right? Imagine when we start growing and when we start going live more, and there's going to be a whole team behind and everything like that. Imagine how many things we can actually do, right? And as I said, and I want you to believe me, and you will see the facts when we go to phase 2 and 3, especially phase 3. We're currently in the beginning and it's phase 1, but when we go especially to the phase 3, you are going to see the facts. Why I'm saying that I'm not the type of person that I only want to gain. I'm willing to give back, and you will see it at the proper time. I'm not saying anything because I'm a type of person that I don't actually focus on words. There is no point of me coming and discussing all the goals that I have in my mind. But the beautiful thing is when you're going to see these goals, right? So thank you so much to our 2 new subscribers. Thank you so much. You are now part of the family, of the community, and of this channel. So thank you so much, guys, for everything. I really do appreciate it. And now, what we are going to do is, we talked about Tesla, we talked about NVDA, and the price might go up and down all day. Just do not just receive the message from Sab. All good, fam. Nothing to worry about, just work stuff. Perfect. Good to hear, Sab. Good to hear, mate. Lovely always to have you here. And it's been a privilege actually building this with every single one of you. So what I'm going to do is say the follow things as a last thought. Do not go and buy the pump. Do not go and buy crazy based on assumptions or noise, or speculation, right? Invest smart and respect your hard worked earned money, right? So that's all I can say. It's not financial advice. It's just a friendly exchange of opinion. And the reason that I say that is that I respect everyone's time and everyone's hard work. So I don't want anyone to go and buy something that someone said is going to reach to a speculative price. So the decision is yours. I can't say anything further as I'm not giving financial advice. Until then, I'm going to wait for NVIDIA to drop, and when it drops at a specific price that I will monitor it the next few days and weeks, and if it goes to 150 area, then I will buy, and even if it goes further down below, I will buy back again. But the 2 more signals that I'm waiting is the Japan current trades and the cut rates. That's it. I can't say furthermore. It's been a privilege to be here. This was a little bit frustrating in the beginning, but we managed it. And thanks to Sab, he informed us about that. It's live. You're good to go on the call for the earnings. Now, you know the drill, you know the process. Please do subscribe to our channel to help us grow as a community and as a channel, and you will help me as well because I have the channel. So you will help me with the exact simple way. By subscribing, you are becoming part of this amazing community, and would love to hear more about your opinions and your experiences. That's how you help me, right? Your knowledge can become part of my learning. And hit the bell so you can turn on the notifications and receive the latest news from the Finite to Freedom channel, and when I'm live or when I'm uploading videos. So after this, you can help me with a second way, which is totally for free both. Now, if you hit the like button, it will help me with the exact way. So, I want to say so many times, but yeah, apologies about that. So if you do hit the like button, when we reach to 100 likes, every single video is being suggested to a much wider audience through YouTube. So there is an algorithm, and if you hit 100 likes, then YouTube is suggesting us to other people across the world. And that helps with the exact two ways. So it helps bringing more people and interacting with them. That's how you help me, right? Because I like interacting with people. I like hearing your opinions. I like hearing your experiences, and it's becoming part of my learning. I can learn so many things from each and every one of you. Do not think for even 1 second that you don't have anything to offer. You've got to offer a lot as a human being, as your opinions, your experiences, everything, right? Money isn't everything. That's 100%. So the second way you help us is by hitting the goal. YouTube is suggesting us to wider audience, and then more people are coming aboard, and then we grow as a community and as a family and as a channel. And I would love to talk to you about the phase 2 and phase 3, but I can't yet because it's going to sound only just words. I want to present to you, right? So if you want to bear with me and be part of this amazing journey, please come aboard, and you are more than welcome to join our family and our community. So having said that, it's been a privilege, guys, to present to you our first live earning call with NVDA, my favorite stock, but I'm still not investing. Just because it is my favorite stock, it doesn't mean that I'm going to buy silly prices. And that what I mean is really high. That's what I mean. I don't mean it as it's not worth it or it's not nice to see it, but I'm an investor and a trader at the same time. So as an investor, I don't want to put somewhere my money that it has the potential to go further down while I could invest just smart. So having said that, I'm going to leave you here, guys. I have to go get ready, and I will see you possibly Friday night UK time after possibly midnight, I think. So until then, take care of yourselves, guys. Have a beautiful night, and take care with your investments. Be smart. Do not buy the pump. Take care of yourselves, guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.